Teresa Barron. I'm here with the Real Tea Talk, and today I'm going to introduce you to a black power couple. Just to get it out the way, let me give you my ID. This is Teresa Barron. I'm broker extraordinaire number 2. That is Ohio broker 20100002720. I'm going to go ahead and hand it over to the Arters so they can tell you a little bit about this entrepreneurial journey. Arters, welcome to the Real Tea Talk.
Hello, I'm Angie. This is my husband, T. I am Airbnb.
Go ahead, girl. You can say it. Go ahead and say it. Go ahead and say the whole thing. We know that there are multiple short-term rentals. So you go ahead and tell them which one you're on. What platform are you?
So the platform that I am on is Airbnb, but of course there are multiple others out there, but that's the one that I operate off of. I am one of Teresa's clients.
Yeah.
And we've been working together for probably about almost 9 months now. So she helped my brother and I purchase a home, which we turned into our short-term rental. We're both in business together, my brother and I. And this is my husband, T.
Well, wait. You can't bring tea on yet. Let me ask you something. You got to spill this tea. Tell them how much money we're making this month, because it's not even been.
On the spot.
Girl, you got to give them, you got to drop it. You got to let them know. Because see, a lot of people's income don't go there. So go ahead.
So for this month, it is actually a record-breaking month for my brother and I. We are scheduled to make $6,000 this month from our rental. So we are very excited about that. We're for the month of May, actually.
Yes.
June, a new month. But we definitely had a record-breaking month last month, and we are very excited for the future and what's yet to come.
Hey, now T, you can go ahead and take over. I just had to get that out because you know it means something.
Love. So my name is Terry, or you can call me T with 2 E's. A lot of people call me Stock Trader T. That speaks for itself. I trade options. I'm an option trading mentor. I've taught over 80 people how to trade options. I have my own community called the 𝐅𝐸 community, and I'm wearing my slogan, Winners Only. Winners Only represents people who never give up and keep trying. So you're a winner as long as you're adamant and keep on going and chasing your dreams. So that's
y'all are a power couple. All I can say is this millennial generation, sometimes they find they have trouble trying to figure out where to step in. It seems like on social media we see everything. We see people offering to sell us any kind of gadget service or what have you. So tell me what made you do. I kind of know what made you do, but go ahead and share with everyone what made you do the short-term rentals. What just got you into that? And then T, you can tell them what made you get into what you got into.
Sure.
So I got into the short-term rental business because my husband, him and his business partner, they got started with their businesses last year. Was it around this time? A little bit sooner?
Probably like February.
February of last year. So he was kind of already in the entrepreneurship lane. And of course he wanted to nudge me over there. So a friend and I were talking, and she suggested short-term rentals. And I'm like, well, let me look into that. And so with her support, his support, he actually found Teresa.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's right.
He found her for me because he's like, well, you need to get a mentor, which that's one of the gems, I guess I would say, is if you're going to do something or you're starting out with something, definitely get a mentor. So Teresa was my mentor starting out. So I guess I decided to start doing it mainly because my husband kind of was like, come on.
Girl. So how has the journey been? I mean, it's not always easy. We know that, right? So tell everybody how the journey's been. You know, what can they expect? You're gonna have some ups, you're gonna have some downs, but then, I mean, is it worth it? Those are the questions.
Yes, I would say the journey has definitely been up and down, but like you said, there's negatives, positives to everything that you do. But I would say overall, it's been a good experience. It's been a good learning experience. It's been a good life experience. But yes, it definitely started off like you're kind of just researching, you don't know what you're doing, you're looking all over the place for guidance, and then like I said, found a mentor, also took some courses online that were paid courses that's another good thing. Mentors and paid courses. Too.
Yep, definitely do your research.
Yes,
Yeah, definitely do your research.
Listen to anybody. You have to make sure they're reputable, of course. But I guess from the beginning, starting out, it was kind of rocky. Then when we kind of got our bearings, my brother and I, it got easier after that. And everybody knows purchasing a home, that can be like, So that was interesting too, but we got through that. So I guess all of the hurdles that you go through, if you just take them with stride and just always know that there's a light.
Yeah.
That's what I would say.
That's keeping it real. That's keeping it real. So we definitely want to give, real information. The goal is to empower. As at the Real Tea Talk, we are inspiring folks to actually activate. And we do that through education. So T, you got to tell us about how your journey was.
So I started out in corporate. I worked over the post office for 6 years. I had the opportunity to move to Atlanta. When I moved to Atlanta, I got to be around Black excellence, right?
Excellence. So, what was it about Atlanta? Let's go ahead and spill it.
There's so many entrepreneurs in Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? I see so many people look like me. It kind of drove me away from corporate. Kind of made me want to own something of myself, right? So I moved to Atlanta. Angie was still in Ohio, and this is around when the pandemic came, right?
Wow.
So I had already read about the recession. I used to like to read, so when I learned about the recession, I learned a lot of people got rich in the recession.
Yep.
So what we did was I moved back home. I told her I had got a raise. I got a $20,000 raise to go down there annually, and I was like, oh man, I'm making so much more money. I don't know what to do with it. I'm a shoe fanatic, and I was like, I got to start investing it, right? So I started investing in small stocks, and what really made me get into the stock market, and it's crazy because crypto made me get into the stock market. I invested in Bitcoin. It was March. Bitcoin dropped to like $3,500, and I bought one. And then when I bought one, it went to $12,000.
Isn't that something?
Yeah.
Oh, that's dropping some tea, y'all. So now this crypto, how you feeling about it right now? Just looking at what's going on right now, that stock market ain't looking too sweet right now.
Nah, but that's the thing about options. You can make money on the way up or down. So I don't care if the day's red or green.
All right. Well, we'll have to look. That's not my forte. I don't even claim to know, but I do see that market doing like this. Waving all over the place. So, what would you recommend if somebody was interested in maybe getting into the options market? I mean, you got a education platform, right?
So here's the thing about options, right? Options are you're basically saying I'm putting a down payment on the stock, right? So I'm gonna break it down to house and your housing, right? So it's like if I come to you and I say, Teresa, I'm gonna buy your house, right? Your house is $100,000. We're in contract. I'm gonna buy your house, right?
Right.
But then your house goes up to $150,000 next week. I'm giving you $1,000 down payment for your house, right? So we're in contract already. Now the house is worth $150,000. Well, technically you're gonna sell it to me for $100,000.
That's right, because you got
so
that's
now
your
I'm gonna
option.
go find somebody else that's gonna pay for the $150,000 that it's worth now, and then I just made 50 G's off of $1,000
in the air, in the space in between.
So that's how options work. You catch it going up, or you can short an option. Either way, it goes up or down. I'm gonna make money. But you gotta know. So how do we learn this? Because you learned it somehow. Did you learn it? Was it all good, grits and gravy? Nah, I lost $3,000 when I first got into the stock market. Like that. But I then thought okay, I don't know what I'm doing, right? A lot of people like to go to YouTube University. You can't go to YouTube University and learn everything, right? So what I did was I said, okay, I was connected with a guy. I already had a trucking business at the time. So he knew someone who did what I wanted to do, right? And so he got linked me with the guy, and this is the whole reason why I'm doing this whole thing, because he passed away. I left after work, and I'm locked in with him, and he talked to me for about 7 hours. And I left and I went home. I said, babe, this is what I want to do. And then he caught COVID and he passed away that next week.
It's like it was destined for you to get that information.
Right, yep.
So, and she's like, go ahead. I need you to do what you need to do.
Well, listen, let me add this in.
Go ahead, girl. Tell it. Spill that tea.
Some tea. A couple years ago, I've been telling him to get into stock options.
I wasn't in options.
No,
I was in
I'm
stock.
not ready for that right now.
Right.
Could have been doing
I could have been doing it.
Everything happens for a reason when it's supposed to.
Yeah. So it was just that one individual. You never know when somebody can strike that fire in you and really get you to put that belief system up, so that you actually begin to take action, which is the activation part of what we do in terms of getting people ready and getting them willing and then able to actually take those steps.
Right.
So I got a couple questions for y'all. What I would love to hear you say, so that people can kind of get, how you see yourself, because a lot of this is mindset and it's mindset training, and we learn financials through our family. And so I just want folks to understand how you see yourself. So I want you to finish this statement. Angie, we're going to start with you. So I am
a winner. I'm a nurse, and I'm an entrepreneur.
Yeah. Well, there we go. There we go. Awesome, girl. So, okay, T, it's your turn. I am
Black Wall Street.
Hey, yeah, I love it. So speaking of Black Wall Street, we did a Black Wall Street theme in December, and it was a big deal. It was a big hit. So that's right on time. There's a whole history with African Americans that a lot of people don't know about. What do you know about that Black Wall Street?
Doug, I don't think you want to put that on the podcast.
Oh,
I'm gonna go in too deep, but what I do know is we're getting back to building Black Wall Street up, and that's why. And let's go back to Atlanta and reference Atlanta, how Black entrepreneurs succeed down there because we work together, right?
Working together, and that's exactly why we wanted you to come on, because you represent what your generation needs to see, and even other generation, older, younger, what have you.
Yeah.
When we see you doing it and they see what we doing, it gives people hope. It gives them the idea that maybe they can do it as well.
Yeah.
All right. Well, here's my question for you. I want you to tell us. We need to spill some tea here, so I want you to give us 3 things. Each of you give us 3 things that you would share with our community, with those who are listening. Give us 3 things that they can take away and execute right now. That's not going to really cost them nothing, but it's going to gain them everything.
You want me? See what she got to think about it. So, what I tell you honestly, I'm gonna tell you how to make $1 million in the stock market, right? Option trading, right? So you go get a mentor. You can find me. Go get a mentor. All you got to do is put $1,000 in your account and make 5% of your account each day. If you do the math on compound interest, within 142 trading days, you'll have $1 million. Now, that's only gaining 5%. So the first day is $50. The next day is etc. And I teach this to my students. It's 253 trading days in a year, right? So that's even if you just I make $1,000 a day, so I equal out to 253,000. But once I learned that all I had to have compound interest on my account, I'm on the road to make $1 million in my account. So with that being said, you can make $1 million if you execute correctly, and to make $1 million, you have to invest in yourself. All right, that's the first thing.
All right.
Second thing, I'm gonna tell you how to print your own money in long-term investing, right? So what you need to do is, if you trade options, you can use your option money because they tax you 37% short term. But if you use your option money and invest it in long-term dividends, let's go with McDonald's, for example. McDonald's pays you $5.45 for each share that you have over a course of period of 3 months, right? So I want you to understand that stock is ownership. So Beyonce said it best, right? Beyonce said, don't pay me in money, pay me in equity, right? So McDonald's pays me in dividends instead of, I take shares. I don't want you to pay me money, pay me in shares, right? So now when I get 1,000 shares in McDonald's, you're paying me $6,000 every 3 months.
Isn't that something?
Right? So that's how you cover your expenses or your bills, and you just reinvest that money into the market, and you print your own money in the market, right? And then last but not least, you said 3 things, right?
Third thing, spill that tea.
Last but not least, I'll go out of the stock market. I'm in the credit game too. So let's break this down. How you can make, so if you have an LLC for 2 years, you can go to Key Bank right now and get a $50,000 loan with no documents for them. So if you can't flip $50,000, I don't know what to tell you. That's my 3 things.
Well, I need one more thing from you. What would you do with $50,000 if you had it today?
if I know how to make $2,500 a day in under 5 minutes with $50,000 in the
Okay, Angie. I don't know. Maybe we should have had you. He just dropped it. Okay.
Can't top that now.
Yeah, okay. Just give us at least two things that you would, because you're more conservative. Let's just be real.
I'm definitely
More conservative. So we have a risk taker and a conservative. You know, they married, they here, they taking care of their business, they're growing, you know, and handling their family. So from the conservative perspective, how do you hold down the fort? You tell us.
I hold down the fort. I guess I would say, as you see how strong-willed he is, I try to, you know, keep him down to earth a little bit.
All right.
So I would say that's part of holding down the fort. I think that's important for sure when you have a married couple is balance. So I think that's very important.
Yes.
As far as, you know, especially when you're talking about business aspects too, because he comes home and telling me things and then I come home telling him things. So I think it's all about balance.
And you're
communication, that's big too.
Communicate. Yeah, now see, that's exactly what I'm talking about. We definitely need to be communicating so that people are clear and there's not this fog in between us that make us feel uncomfortable, like we don't know what's going on. So absolutely, communication is key. So I like that. That's spilling some tea, because that's very simple, but it is very important. And without it, who knows? I mean, people getting in confusion and lost. So the other thing I want to know, just wrapping it all up, what does your future look like? How do you see yourself going forward as we move forward in the next 10, 15 years? What are y'all expecting?
So we're expecting a baby.
Yeah.
That's the one big thing that we are expecting. But Teresa, honestly, I would say I really don't know. I feel like with this guy, I feel like everything, he's so outgoing. He's such a risk taker. We might be in Dominican Republic next year, for all I know.
Ain't no telling.
There, having rentals there. But I guess I would say, for me, I'm a nurse. I love being a nurse. I would always like to be a nurse, so I'm sure I'll still be a nurse. I do have my short-term rental. I may or may not get more of those. But he wants me to get like 10 more.
Girl, it's freedom. It's freedom.
Man, passive income.
And then he also has taught me stock options as well.
Oh.
So I've been trying to get more fluent in that as well.
Oh,
so
my goodness.
I see myself expanding in that. So I can make $2,500
a day. I would love to invite you to come. I've already sent you the link. But I would like to just make sure I gift 2 tickets so that if you have time, because I would like for other people live to see you two at our next event, our next live event. Wow. And, you know, it's awesome information. I feel like, you know, we have definitely given significant value. If y'all didn't get nothing from this, I don't know what to tell you. You know, this right here was spilling some tea. Here's the deal. We expect for you to get educated, we expect for you to get inspired, and we expect for you to activate. This is Teresa Barron with The Real Tea Talk, and we'll see you on the next one.